And we're back again, and hopefully our audio is working.
It's so weird, like we can't really hear ourselves right now, so we're just hoping that you guys can hear us, and really that's all that matters.
I'm just playing the intro music like in my ear right now.
Right? That's what it sounds like to you?
It sounds like an old busted Toyota, like when I say it out loud.
Ooh, he's talking shit about your beats, Joe.
I'm saying about my interpretation
Toyota
of your beats.
All right.
And welcome to the Out Toy Podcast.
We are live
Again.
again.
We didn't have. It's not like we had to do this again.
No,
This first
we
time.
didn't.
Again.
Again.
So I'm Kyle Allen,
I'm very
and
young.
And I'm Joe Beasley. And today we got an awesome guest, Gabe Mangold. He's going to be joining us on a Facebook call. So we apologize if our video quality on us isn't the greatest, but his is going to be great. So that's all that's important, right?
he's better looking than us.
He's
too.
better looking than us. So yeah, if we have any technical issues during the podcast, bear with us. But we're gonna pick his brain about everything and anything, death metal and fucking heavy music, and yeah, enjoy the show.
And if anyone doesn't know who Enterprise Earth is, they're a death metal band, or deathcore, as I mistakenly referred to them a while ago.
yeah,
which, that's a dirty word.
Fucking up.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm behind on my shit, but whatever.
Yeah.
I'm
right,
hoping to get enlightened throughout this interview.
Well,
Me too, definitely.
I'm sure he's going to enlighten all of us. All right, well, let's get going, and we'll give him a call and get this fucking started.
Mm-hmm. A lot of awkward silence.
To go down. I know, right?
Yeah, see, look, the video did fuck up.
There we go. It's dialing.
Let's get married.
Look at that. And in real time, I fixed that shit.
Okay.
There's so many things that I have to fix all at once.
And
Hey, Gabe.
hey, Gabe.
Hey, what's up, man?
There
we
you
got
go.
you.
We got you.
Oh, man.
Oh my God. It worked.
Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
And we can hear you. Perfect.
that's what's
Awesome.
up.
So where are you at right now, Gabe?
I'm in Taos, New Mexico currently. I've been out here for the summer.
Oh, cool, man.
Right on.
New Mexico's a nice little area. I know a couple people that moved out there and absolutely love it.
Yeah, no, it's a very special part of the world. So I really like it up here. Yeah, I used to live here about 3 years ago. So just here for the summer this time.
Okay,
for sure.
okay.
Yeah,
Did you grow up in the New Mexico area, or did you move around?
I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, born and raised over there, but I've been traveling for like the past 3 years or so.
Steelers fan?
I mean, I'm not a huge football fan, but I guess by
Okay.
default I'm a Steelers fan. So
Well, fuck, I'll take it.
Hey, I'm not a
man.
big football fan either, man. So
Yeah.
we're all good here.
yeah.
well, we figured that we'll give you a little intro. We actually tried to launch the podcast live, and we had some technical issues again, because that's just life, right? Like,
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
We started the live podcast. We went in and we went to call you, and all of a sudden we had no audio, no intro music, nothing, and we're just like, this is life.
The
Oh,
sound
man.
guy turned off our stage monitor, so now we gotta have to deal with it.
Yeah, it was a little weird. It's all my fault, I guess. And I'm the guy with the
God
boards.
damn it, Joe.
I'm taking my. I need to leave. I'm done.
No,
Done.
no,
Done.
don't leave.
I'm done.
Don't leave,
God
for the
damn.
love of Christ.
You had me
Oh,
run this
shit.
shit. You would be on like a regular, like one of those burner phones doing the interview.
Dude, the only reason
And I'll
they
be
sell
yelling
those,
like an old man. So, Gabe!
dude, burner phones. That's only used for crime. Let's just be honest here. That's the only reason I ever bought them.
Yeah.
Crime and podcasts. Well, we'll give you a little intro. This is Gabe Mangold of Enterprise Earth, Delusions of Grandeur, and
Harvest Color.
Harvest Color, dude.
All right.
I wasn't even aware of this band until yesterday, and he's even said, "You guys are fucking amazing, man."
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You sing on that band, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. That's all I gotta say, man. I wouldn't expect that from, you're already so good at guitar. You're not allowed to be that good at singing too, man. That's unfair.
You can only have one talent, Gabe.
Yeah,
I don't know if
you
anyone
only do
told
one
you that.
thing.
I'm not a very good. I don't think I'm the best singer, so that project's just for some fun. But thank you, I appreciate it.
Dude,
So.
it's great, man. With us, we're the most honest people ever. We're comics, man.
Well,
but, yeah.
I am.
Fuck you, Kyle. Oh man. So
No offense, Bert.
So what's been new with the band situation and everything? I know you guys are going on tour soon, and you just got off a tour, right?
Yeah, we just had a 3-month stretch in the U.S. and Canada. We did like a headliner in Canada, a co-headliner with Lorna Shore.
Oh man.
Support with Carnifex, and then support with Chelsea Grin. So that was like 3 months straight, but it was awesome. That was an incredible 3 months. Exhausting. We were all completely burnt at the end, but it was a great 3 months.
Wow. You just named pretty much all the T-shirts that I wear. If you haven't
Monday,
noticed,
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, look at me. I'm pandering right now.
I see that.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, yeah, you guys are coming on tour again. I noticed that you're coming to the Forge out in Joliet. We're definitely going to be there.
October 30th, I believe.
Yeah.
With Rings of Saturn, right?
We're gonna be
Yes.
we're gonna be dragging Bert over here to the show. We've actually recently converted him to the dark side.
Yeah, that might
There
be
we
my
go.
first metal show, man. I was
First metal show. First
yeah,
one?
that would be my
Yeah, bro.
first one, man. That would be
Hell
fucking.
yeah.
That would be fucking cool. I listened
hope-
to I listened to your most recent album, man. I mean, you was really shredding it up for real.
Oh,
And
that's an understatement.
Yeah, and I was I'm not a metal fan, but I listened to the previous album before that and this one, and it seems like it's such a transition. It seems like with this album, you guys were really trying to tell a story,
Yeah.
and you guys did very well on that. The transitions were almost seamless. It seemed like this album was more one unit rather than the last album was like a couple of tracks beforehand. So
Yeah.
if that was your goal in terms of telling the story, you guys really did it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, that was kind of a goal to make it like a seamless piece of one seamless work, I guess. And I guess a note on like Luciferous. That was the first album that I got to write with the band too. So that was probably like a large reason for like just like I guess a transition, just because it was me writing and then BJ's input and stuff like that. So it was a transition of writers, I guess, too.
When you first joined the band, was that while the band was recording Embodiment, or was that after when they released Embodiment?
I joined like right as they were releasing Embodiment, because I hopped on a tour, a Chelsea Grin tour in 2017 with them, like right as they were releasing the album.
Oh wow! I had no idea. You know what? There is a noticeable difference in the albums, though. But to be honest, Wait, how do you pronounce that? Because I say it a little too fancy. I think Luciferous is too much, right?
Yeah.
Luciferous.
Luciferous.
Luciferous. Okay.
Yeah, Luciferous. Yeah.
That I gotta say that's a daily listen for me. Even you guys' audio tree performance, amazing. Like,
thank you.
And that's really hard to come by, especially in metal. Like finding a band that's so tight where you're not kind of like pulled away from the performance by going like, oh, that's a little bit different than the record. Oh, that's a little bit different. You guys are almost 100% exact live, and that's just
thank you.
That's to be commended, man. I gotta say.
I appreciate that. Thank
Especially
you.
from metal fans, we're all like super fucking uptight about the music. It's like, what kind of guitar is he playing? You know what I mean? Or like, oh, he's using too many backtracks, and it's like, shut up. God. Yeah, you guys do a lot of playthrough videos too. And I noticed you use actual playthrough audio, like you're playing. You're not just playing over audio.
Yeah.
And I love that because like you actually hear like the small imperfections and stuff, but that makes it like 10 times better. I don't know why.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I kind of feel like. I mean, the playthrough should be like your performance, right? And
yeah.
Like a lot of the playthroughs, and there's nothing wrong with like a mime playthrough. Like it's for presentation. It's to look good, right? Which is important. It's got, especially this day and age, your content's got to look good.
Oh yeah.
But I guess with these ones, we wanted to do both. And it's not that people have done this plenty of times in the past too. But we wanted to have a high quality video, but then also have the audio to match as well.
And I know you're talking
we're
about.
We're actually playing, and we're not perfect. We make mistakes all the time. So
right.
Well, it's not really that noticeable. So,
And speaking of playthroughs, I know there was this one playthrough you did for the song "Sleep Is for the Dead," where you had like this really cinematic like style where you're performing in like the woods with a big fire, playing guitar, and
so cool.
And my big question is, while you're filming that, were you concerned how close the flames were to your guitar?
It was getting hot. Like
that was a big fire, man.
We basically just made it. We put like a bunch of pallets, teepee style on a fire to
Yeah.
get it as big as we could get it, I guess. And they were spraying like lighter fluid on it for certain parts to get
Oh,
to
God.
like explode and shit too.
Oh wow.
So like it was getting hot. Like there were certain points where he was like telling me what to do, and I'm like, dude, it's really hot. Like
It's like the neck on your guitar is about to start warping and shit.
yeah.
Oh damn.
Now,
Wow, that's
I just
crazy.
need to know, I know I'm kind of peeling back the curtain on how these videos are made, but when you're doing stuff like that, are you actually plugged in and playing the song, or are you just more like pantomiming along the audio track? I'm just curious how this process goes, if you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, so like what we did with these ones is with most of the takes we have, because we had electricity and power from like my tiny home rig,
Okay.
and and I had my Cubase and my DAW, my computer running in there, so I would just like hit record and then play, and with a video we're gonna shoot however many takes we're gonna shoot, like 8 or 9, 10 takes, whatever it is, and so I'm recording audio for each take, like each time.
Mhm.
And like I will comp takes, but like each take is like a live take, so.
Wow.
Which is still it's not, if I'm being completely honest, it's not like one straight like live, like one straight live performance, but it is like live takes, but they're comps, just for like, because we are trying to get a video too, so it kind of brings me back to my point of like trying to balance like high quality video with a live performance. So just doing whatever we can to get the best of both worlds out of that.
Excellent.
You touched on a little bit about your tiny home. For anybody that doesn't know, Gabe took a 16x9 or something trailer, or
Yeah, this is a 16x7 cargo trailer.
and he turned it into a full-fledged like tiny home with a recording studio, and it's insane. Like I watched the whole step-by-step that you did on your Instagram, and it was like every couple days I would see more and more shit. I'm like, man, you're motivating me to just like sell all my shit.
Yeah.
Like fuck, it looks so cool because you're waking up on like the side of a mountain or like randomly anywhere that you want, kind of like that's the dream right there. Like you live permanently on tour basically.
Kind of, except I don't eat McDonald's every day when I'm home. But
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's fun, and it's it's just my kind of needs for my lifestyle just kind of seem to adapt to that. And like I used to, I lived out of my Forester. Like the last time I lived in Taos for like 5 months, I like framed a little bed in the back and just camped out of that, just a dirt bag out of that for 5 months. And so that kind of got me introduced to the lifestyle. And then when I started touring, I was like, well, I don't want to pay rent, like if I'm gone half the year. So
yeah, that doesn't really make much sense.
Yeah,
Why waste the money? Why not just buy an epic mobile mansion? It's pretty much what you got. Doesn't matter how big it is. You got a recording studio.
I got everything I need. Everything I need in it. So
Man, that is so
in a
cool.
little space. Yeah.
I've read something about people who live like the minimalist lifestyle and how getting rid of all of this stuff is just freeing, not only in the mental aspect, but more of a spiritual aspect. Did you feel that same way?
Yeah, it's just like when you start, I guess going back to when I lived out of my Forester, like you can only fit so much in a Subaru Forester, and like transitioning to that, it was like, wow, like I don't really need all this shit that I thought I needed, like all these things that I had. And then, yeah, no, it is very liberating, I guess is the word I would use, because you just you just have what you need, and it's less clutter in your mind, less clutter visually everywhere. So I don't know, I like it a lot. I don't know how long I'm going to live like this, but I plan on doing it for as long as I'm happy doing it.
Yeah, why not? Live the dream, man. I'm actually
Because I
fixing
know
our
definitely.
video in real time, so I'm sorry if you see me just clicking buttons over here.
Quick question: how long did it take for you to construct your little tiny home? Like, what led to you just going out and do this on your own? Because that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, like when I started touring and like, that combined with like being exposed to the mobile lifestyle before. I was like, yeah, this is like something I love being in nature. I love waking up outside to mountains or a sunrise or a forest or something like that. And but yeah, so when all this thing came together, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go for it. And then myself and my buddy Max, we pretty much spent like 3 weeks straight of like 21 Adderall filled days straight of like, not this trailer
because cocaine's too expensive.
Yeah, cocaine's too expensive. Gotta get that prescription meth, I guess.
Yep.
But,
No, don't tell my wife that, because my son's got ADHD medicine like in the cabinet. She'll be putting like in my food and shit to make me finish house projects.
Well, now that you said that it's in the cabinet, it's not going to be. I know where it's at. So. Hey, Bert, cool if I come over for dinner?
The thing about Adderall, like, Adderall's awesome. It's a great tool, but like every day, no bueno.
No. I'm sure you've went through the same phases. I definitely did early on. Whew. I was living in Kalamazoo, Michigan for a bit, and let's just say Adderall is it's the fuel.
Yeah, it's fuel, all right.
Oh my God. I don't know what it's fueling, but it's fueling something.
Yeah, but yeah, no, we pretty much just spent 3 weeks straight just knocking this thing out like every day. We got like about 85% of it done. Then I had to go to Spokane to start writing Luciferous, and I just finished the rest by myself out there while I was writing the album.
Does that help you write? Like being, being in nature and being, without the distractions of kind of a everyday thing. Does that help you write a lot better?
Yeah, it's a lot of writing can just be like a mindset, not necessarily like a place, but like a place in here more so than out here.
Yeah.
But over the summer, actually, I just got done writing a new album. It's like almost done actually for Enterprise. But this was like the first album that I was writing actually full time in the tiny home. Because Luciferous was the first. I wrote that at BJ's place, and like the home wasn't done yet. I didn't know like my electricity set up and all that shit. So I was like writing it like in his house. But so the past couple months I've been writing out here, and it's been awesome. It's been really cool and refreshing, and yeah, I can't wait to do it again. So.
Man, so you said that you just finished like working on another album. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's better than somebody telling me that Christmas is tomorrow, because I've been playing you guys' fucking music over and over and over and over again. So, all right, well, I'm excited for that. When's the release date for that?
We don't have anything really set. I guess like the idea with this one was like to not be rushed and really take our time to let it develop. So we have studio time booked in December. Get pre-pro guitars and bass done and maybe drums, and then do vocals in like February or something like that.
That's pretty quick. Just after doing Luciferous, like you guys are just pumping them out.
We had like 3-4 months off in the summer, so I was like, well, I don't know what else I'm gonna do. Might as well write an album, I guess.
Yeah,
See what I can produce, I guess.
And also, might as well ride in that momentum, because I know that you joined the band in 2017, but I believe Enterprise Surf's been around since 2014, if that sounds about right. And basically, ever since those guys got started, they built up a following, got signed, and then they got signed to Stay Sick Recordings. Then around that time, you joined the band, and you guys are now signed to E1 and Good Fight Music, I believe. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you guys have been like in a real upward momentum in a relatively short amount of time, which is amazing for certain bands, because there are bands that'll take them like 5 years before they can even get like a slight break.
Yeah.
You guys have been like really like on track with this. So it's quite amazing. I mentioned that you guys are signed to Good Fight Music and E1. So you guys are signed to both labels simultaneously?
So, like, Good Fight is like a subsidiary of E1. And
okay. Okay, that makes sense.
And then E1 is a subsidiary of Sony. So Sony's like the blanket company that owns everything. Okay. E1 Good Fight. But yeah, like I guess our label was E1/Good Fight. It's like they kind of go hand in hand with one another.
Wow. You guys are stepping up the metal game there. That's so like some people are just struggling to just figure out how to fucking get a label. You guys got two. That's awesome. That is so cool. Well, do you know what? This is a little bit random, but I talked to you, I think about 7 or 8 months ago, randomly about your cat. You have a Maine Coon, right?
Yeah, take.
Do you remember this? I think I was sick home from work randomly, and we're just bullshitting on Instagram for like a half hour about cats.
Do I remember that? I'll have to look back through our DMs about that.
It was hilarious. We're just swapping pictures of cats back and forth for like a fucking hour, and I'm sitting there laughing like this guy is in the heaviest band of all time, but he loves cats just like me.
Hey, cats are just as metal.
Holy shit!
Cats are pretty metal, yeah.
Cats are pretty metal, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you just hear that?
Yeah, I did hear that.
We just had some weird ass audio issue. I don't know what the hell it was, but
Not caused by the cat.
Yeah, that was probably
Not by the cat.
yeah, not by the cat.
yeah, it wasn't. Surprisingly, usually every time that we do this this podcast, we'll have the cat running across the studio, knocking over fucking things. It's like we run under like the Comedy Hound name. Our mascot is actually a cat.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Logo's a dog, mascot's a cat. We don't know how that shit worked out.
God damn it.
Yeah, tomato.
We're comedians. It's not supposed to make sense.
Right.
Oh man.
Now,
Well, what else do you got? Going in the mix? Any new Harvest Color songs or Delusions of Grandeur?
I was trying to do a Delusion single over the summer, but I'm not gonna have enough time to finish it up. The past month or so, I've been like building the new van for Enterprise and stuff like that.
You're
So
building
that's,
a
like,
van?
I keep converting a van, I guess.
Oh,
I
okay.
should say. So yeah.
Same
but,
thing
yeah,
as like
so
your tiny home kind of thing?
Yeah, but so I was trying to do like a different concept for the band, just because we needed a new van, and like touring in a van, it's not very comfortable,
Yeah.
as you can imagine. So I was like, all right, I want to make it like comfortable and try to sleep like 6 or 7 dudes, like where you can actually like lay down and like not be sleeping on a van bench, because it sucks sleeping on a van bench, especially as you get older.
Oh, I'm
So
sure.
I've been posting a bunch of pictures on my Instagram too, like updates and stuff like that. But so like I've been building these bunks that kind of in the back that like hinge up, so it like opens up the back platform.
I've seen
So
this.
so there's a platform in the back, 2 sleep on the top and 2 sleep on the bottom, and I put these hinges on the side that are sheet metal screwed to the metal walls of the van, and it offers like a few more inches of space on either side, on the top and the bottom, so a little more room to like kind of lay down in there, which is huge.
Wow.
And then for the front section, where there's normally like 2 front benches, I'm waiting for my van to get back out of the shop right now. I've been having mechanical issues, but I'm building this like convertible dinette, which is like very common in like campers and like other van conversions. So instead of the vans facing the front of the vehicle, the benches face each other, and there's a table in between. So it's like a social sitting space when you're traveling or whatever. But then whenever you want to make it a platform, the legs like from the table detach, and the table like sits down on these like little runners next to the benches, and then boom, you have like a sleeping platform. So like one level sleeping platform, not like bench, like floor where someone awkwardly sleeps or something like that.
So if you weren't in a band, you'd be like the Van Gogh of like designing tour buses or something.
I think he
Definitely
needs
are
to
handy.
have something on the DIY channel. I'm totally serious.
Yeah.
With
Dude,
the Enterprise
fucking
Earth
crazy.
background on it. Could you
That's
imagine
supposed
some?
to be a pun, like Van Gogh.
Yeah,
It is now.
it is now. It is now. I'm not that clever.
That's my idea for my new YouTube channel, Van Gogh.
Ah,
Hey. Yeah, there you go.
Well, you heard it here, guys. It's an Odd Toy exclusive.
we're hosting it.
Could you imagine some soccer mom trying to get ideas in terms of what to do for the house, and all of a sudden you get some Enterprise Earth bumping in the background?
Hey, we converted you, so who knows?
Who knows?
There's hope yet for the soccer moms all over the world.
But you know what? I'm gonna go to your show, but what I'm gonna do is just wear those pants that are like all the way up here, and I'm wear some Velcro shoes with it too, and make
So
sure I got my
basically, you're just
glasses
gonna
on.
Urkel the fuck out of it.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
Urkel
there
the
you
fuck out. He showed up here one time wearing a vest with no shirt on.
I did because it was hot.
He scared the shit out of my neighbors. He's just walking in and they're thinking that I'm throwing like a bachelor party or something. Like
It was like 100 degrees. What am I supposed to do? Wear a shirt?
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, you are.
Both worlds.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
man,
close you can get to not wearing a shirt without
Yeah.
not wearing a shirt.
trying to get us
Exactly.
kicked off of Twitch immediately. It's like, look at that chest hair, get him off.
I got like little baby chest hairs though. I ain't got like the whole full deal.
Yeah, I have that problem too. Oh, the cat's here finally, destroying shit.
Cause
What's up, Sonny? Hopefully he doesn't knock over the cameras.
yeah, he's alright. He
this little
won't do it.
bastard.
He's just chilling.
Yeah, we just pray to him like he's an Aztec god so he doesn't fuck up everything.
Yeah, he's looking down like I could fuck this shit up right now.
Eventually, we're going to need to do a sacrifice just so
But I
he
think
can
I'm
keep.
gonna take a nap.
Yeah.
Well, I think you guys' album would be the perfect music for a sacrifice. So I've heard in other interviews, like people like described it as like opening up the gates of hell. That's what your guys' music sounds like. I'm like, yeah, great description. That's what it sounds like.
But it's so funny because like I was checking out interviews that you guys did, and I'm like, this group is usually if I think of like a death metal group, I'm thinking a whole bunch of ugly guys just playing instruments. You guys are extremely fucking handsome. I was like, this group looks way too handsome to be a death metal group.
I'm gonna scooch away from you.
Yeah,
He's,
I'll be honest,
he's
Gabe, you're
complimenting
put-
other men
you're-
right
you're
now.
putting me
This
to
is a little
shame.
weird.
You're musically talented. You're handsome. You could build a home out of a trailer. It's like I can't even change a tire, and you're
Bert's
doing
trying
all
to
this
say-
shit.
Yeah, I was like,
I got
these
nothing.
dudes look way too. I was thinking like scars on the face, fucking couple tattoos here and there. I was like, Joe was telling me about the group, and I was in the metal, so I was of course listening to interviews first, and then I was like, man, these guys look. And don't get me wrong, I say this, almost like kind of a boy band with an edge. Like these dudes are straight up handsome.
Ooh, wow.
Oh.
Okay.
Well,
gonna
at least
come
I
through
didn't
that
say
screen.
deathcore.
He's
'cause
gonna
I saw
come
that
through
interview.
that screen.
No, because I saw that fucking interview. When that guy said deathcore, you looked him up and down like, what, motherfucker? And he was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry about that. I know that I shouldn't say the D word. And like after that, it was like, and after that was like an awkward interview for like the next 5 minutes. And you looked him up and down like, did you just fucking say deathcore? And he was like, whoa, hold on, guys.
So, what would you guys describe yourselves as? I mean, I think of you guys as like, I mean, death metal, but a lot of people think of death metal as almost like that kind of trash canny sounding, like underproduced. Like, there's two different spectrums. Like, you guys are more of like progressive death metal, or like just a more modernized death metal or something, right?
Yeah, like I mean, I guess like up until Luciferous, we were definitely deathcore, like I would say. But like, yeah, after that, I think we're just metal, death metal, whatever you want to call it.
It's
I
good
don't really
music.
agree, but-
Good fucking music.
But yeah, it's just metal. I think we're a metal band. We're a metal band from the United States. That's just what we say these
See,
days.
That's what's so
That's-
confusing.
that's easier
with,
that
like,
way.
With like metal bands, there's like so many subgenres and
Oh,
stuff, and then like
God.
everybody's so offended by it. It's like, this is progressive, technical, fucking Norwegian death metal. Like, motherfucker,
Yeah,
get it right.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
Industrial folk metal.
and then you got hip hop or rap. Like,
Yeah.
they're so lucky because it's so much easier to just distinguish what genre they're in. Like, yeah, I rap.
Yeah.
Man, so what's your biggest influences? Because I noticed with your solos, it's like you kind of like bring out that almost like that old school kind of like 80s vibe with your solos.
I was just going to ask him who his influence
where
was.
it's so like it's so fucking pretty, but it's so angry at the same time. And it's like I don't even know, because like you guys will be like just dropping down like a crazy ass breakdown or like some blast beats or something, and then all of a sudden it drops down to like this 80s kind of style, like just amazing solo, and it always like takes me like by surprise. You guys had a single in 2008, or no, not 2008, 2018 that is my favorite solo that you've done.
Only hell will embrace the damned.
Yeah. Holy fuck, man. I don't understand how your fingers move like that.
Me either. So.
Well, at least we know that it's actually you. You're not Dragon Force, so you know you're actually playing that shit. It's crazy. And you play in open tunings too, right?
Yeah, yeah. There's a couple songs on Luciferous in open tunings, and then with Harvest Color, I use like a lot of open tunings for that band too.
And this
Oh,
is
really?
a guitar talk to anyone who's listening, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this might be a little esoteric for some of you.
We're now going to the gear segment.
Ooh, big words.
But you're playing 8 strings right now, right?
Eights and sevens. So I'll use the sevens. There's only one tuning for the 7 strings. It's just regular drop E on the sevens.
Oh wow.
And then for the eights, there's a couple different tunings. There's just like a double drop D, I guess. It's like drop D with another A and a D. So it's like 6-string drop D, and then 8-string drop D, like all in one.
Oh wow.
And then there's like
Killer.
double drop. There's Dadgad, which is open tuning, but
I
with
love
another
Dadgad.
A and a D. So it's double drop Dadgad, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't know.
That's what I was telling you guys before. That's what it was.
Yeah, it makes you think on your toes and like you treat. Well, it's like you treat your guitar a completely different way. It's like all of like I'm a guitarist myself. I bought a 9-string Legator, and that's like double drop A. And I remember the first day I got it, I was like, well, I can't play what I used to play. Like all the riffs that I had from back in the day are now gone. I'm like, I can't even play them now. And it's like it makes you like so inspired to just sit down and just like really like figure out how to fucking write something with that. Have you been using that tuning for a long time, or was that like a decision that you made like when you joined Enterprise?
It's just kind of like messing around. Like I've messed around like open tunings on like 6-strings for like a long time, and like did a lot of open tunings on Harvest Color stuff. And I was like, well, let me do open tunings with like super low tune shit and see what happens. And like kind of like you were saying, like an open tuning, it forces you to like think differently because you don't have like all your go-to shapes and stuff like that. Like maybe you have this run that everyone has their go-to, chords and like licks and stuff like that. But with an open tuning, they're not there anymore.
Yep.
So it forces your brain to like, and your fingers to like kind of just do what sounds good versus like relying on pre-programmed shapes and patterns and stuff like that.
I like that. It's it definitely sets you guys apart because like other people within your genre don't even sound remotely close to. I mean, especially with the latest album. Like I just noticed with the progression of everything, it's so melodic, and it's like every riff kind of leads into the other. Where like in a lot of metal music, sometimes you're like, yeah, you could kind of swap each riff in and out. It doesn't matter what order it is because most of them are just opens that they're hitting and just chuggy patterns, and it gets a little boring. And the way that you guys play is like it's very like methodical. Like you guys have a fucking theme and like a progression to it, and it's like at the beginning, like you'll start with like a really fast riff that will lead into like something that just drops to like a slow tempo, but it's like got a real groove to it. Like it's hard to find somebody that like can write such like with such versatility, man. Like I'm very impressed. All right, I'm gonna stop kissing your ass right now. But as a guitar player, I gotta say it's really impressive the way that you could like play with like such different styles kind of incorporated. Like I was bringing up how you're doing like 80 style fucking solos and shit within a heavy ass band like that. Like,
I'll be honest with you, because as someone that doesn't listen to metal frequently, that part sounded familiar with me. So I knew that like your solos would come up within every track. So I was actually like waiting on that solo. I'm gonna see what he busts out with next. And it was something totally different all the time. Because when I heard the first track on your new album, and then you did your solo, and I was like, hold on here, is that little Eddie Van Halen I hear coming in? And it took me by surprise because usually the metal that like they put me onto is like really fucking heavy. And some of the stuff is very heavy for someone that isn't in the metal like that. But then when I heard that first track, and I was like, oh, okay. And then you guys kind of brought it back. So it's kind of a good mix of both, I would assume. For someone that's in the commercial metal and then getting, like, wanting to take that next level, I think this album would be, like, the perfect transition for that.
oh yeah.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate that.
going back to versatility, I've also been listening to a lot of your stuff from the Harvest Color. I've been enjoying that stuff a lot. It's clear that you have a lot of eclectic influences in your style of playing. What is one style of music that you would like to tackle that you haven't done already?
I'm definitely like more electronic stuff, I think. and like I've been having like toying with the idea of like writing another Harvest Color album, but making it more kind of like I guess like singer songwriter, but like electronic focused, like more like acoustic electronic stuff.
That would be cool.
So just like kind of like
That'd be
acoustic
kinda
riffs, but with like some beats and stuff like that. And I've been meaning and wanting to delve into more electronic based stuff for a while. Because there's like a lot of like electronic artists who I really dig, like San Holo is like one of my favorites.
San Holo.
yeah, he's awesome.
This is a Star Wars room, so he just gained a fan. I'm not familiar with him, but I'm gonna look him up after this podcast for sure.
Yeah, definitely look him up. He's sick. And there's like a lot of guys like that. He plays electric, but then he just has beats behind it and stuff like that.
Oh wow!
And it's just really sick. And every now and then he'll sing a little bit, but it's just really cool. And I've been just kind of vibing a lot of that stuff lately.
Do you know what? I did go on a little rant about kissing your ass after I asked what your influences were, and then I never even let you answer. What are your biggest influences for writing?
I guess for like metal stuff. I mean, for leads, it's like Van Halen. You definitely. I used to have a Frankenstein guitar tattooed on my upper shoulder. Wait, that was my first tattoo.
That's awesome.
Van Halen Frankenstrat.
Yes.
But yeah, like Van Halen, Maiden, Stevie Ray Vaughan, and then like Paul Gilbert and Necrophagist. Those are like my 5 like big like lead influences.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah!
especially Necrophagist.
Yeah, you had me at Necro.
Are you still waiting for that album to come out, or did you just give up hope?
Yeah, I should reference that meme.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we're losing signal here.
And I think we just lost
Uh-oh.
signal from Gabe.
Uh-oh, Gabe.
Oh, looks like you're
okay.
going right
Wait,
back.
yeah,
Yes,
we got you.
We can hear you now. Yeah, we
Sorry,
almost
my
lost
Wi-Fi
signal there.
is
We
weird.
were about to panic there. I think what happened as soon as I brought up Necrophagist, that's when it started.
Yeah.
Oh
But
shit!
yeah, so like the Wi-Fi out here is just weird. Like Taos hates phones and like phone reception, so like it's really hard to get any signal unless you're like on the Wi-Fi or like in the middle of town.
Oh.
But
Okay.
anyway, I guess Muhammad, he got like a job like working at BMW as an engineer or something like that. So at least that's what I read on the forums.
Yeah,
of
because
why this guy.
he's an engineer, I believe. I think
He's an engineer.
He was going for engineer school when he first did onset of putrefaction or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
why
I
he
heard
recorded all the instruments and did the drum machine himself and all that.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, I get it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, he fucking toured the world, multiple times, and then he's like, all right, I'm gonna go make probably like 6 figures.
Yeah, you can't hate on
Yeah.
that, man.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, it's very difficult to make money in the metal industry, and I mean, I hope that you guys are getting paid decent enough because the music that you put out is, I mean, it's so fucking impressive. And if you were to compare you to anybody else that's coming out in the same genre within the same time right now, you guys are a breath of fresh air. Because
Thank you.
there's just so many bands out there right now that are just, let's just say, it's all opens. Like, it's all fucking opens, and it gets a little boring after a while. And it's good to see that there's people out there pushing their musicality like to the limits. Every fucking album gets better and better, and I mean, your guitar playing is never a disappointment. After you said Steve, who was it? Stevie Ray Vaughan and Steve Vai.
Yeah.
After you said that, I'm
Stevie Ray
like,
Vaughan, yeah.
I can hear that in your playing, especially
Stevie
the
Ray
Paul
Vai.
Gilbert. Did I just say Stevie Ray Vai?
no, I
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah, I was a big Paul Gilbert fan growing up too. You know the song "Scarify" or whatever.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, that video was my favorite. He's in the NASA suit.
I personally prefer technical difficulties. I like that one. I'm a guitar
yeah.
player myself, so I like to play that riff because it got some really cool like the alternation between the 16th notes and the
The
what's
triplets,
30
like,
yeah the 30-second yeah
Yep.
30 seconds.
Yeah, they both play guitar, Gabe, and I just want to let you know, man. If you guys need a dude on the China cymbals when you come over to the forge, I'm down, man. I'm down. I roll in there with no shirt, titties flopping, just banging out China.
No, you gotta
cymbals.
wear your vest, Bert.
Deal.
Oh yeah, you know I got. Oh, I guess I do have to wear my vest. It is an event.
Oh,
Right.
man. Well, if you guys needed more of a draw right there, those chest hairs right there. There it is. That's how you get the people in the door.
That's what they call the top. That's what they call the
And
taco
also
meat.
too, if you break a strain, just rip a chest hair from Bert.
Yeah.
It's coarse enough.
Yeah, I'm glad that he brought that up during your guys' audio tree performance. The first song, what string broke on that?
It was the high E string. On
Oh,
the-
okay.
Yeah.
I was having issues with that guitar like all tour break. Like I broke probably like 3 or 4 strings like at shows too.
Oh,
like
wow.
in the middle of solos, I would like get to the end of a solo and do a bend, and it would just be like and break. And I'm like, oh great, and like and then I'd have to like finish the rest of the solo with some horrible improvisation. Or something like that.
We've all been
But,
there, and it's always.
Yeah, it happens.
Ah, shit.
But I had some issues with that guitar. It turns out they kept breaking up towards the nut, and I was like, is the nut bird or something like that? So I filed it out a little bit, and then it turns out the tuner, there was like a little metal burr in the tuner. So I just got some like 400 grit sandpaper and just rolled it up and just kind of shoved it in the tuner, and like it didn't really break after that.
Oh, wow.
He's the MacGyver joint guy, isn't he?
Right?
Something tells
Like-
me you the MacGyver joint guy. Just give me some tinfoil, some tweezers, and
The
a
old
fucking
tinnies,
pop
the old
can.
tinnies.
I mean, Bert,
Grab me
the
a
guy
water
made a
bottle,
whole
a
lot of
lighter,
trailer.
and some
I'm not
tinfoil.
surprised.
Yeah, water bottle, pop can, poking holes in the soda can.
Yep. I'm sure most people
Getting
they.
all that Alzheimer's or whatever. That
Yeah.
aluminum.
All the Alzheimer's. Yep. Remember the first time I smoked, it was out of a Coca-Cola can, and it was back when Maui Wowie was still actually around.
Oh yeah, I
Woo,
remember
I
that.
still haven't found anything that tasted that delicious. Maybe it was just because it was the first time, but
No, Maui Wowie was delicious.
Ooh,
That's when I
so
did
good.
smoke. I smoked Maui.
yeah, you crack that, pop a couple holes, and throw it on the pop can. And the funny thing is, I smoked, and then I realized, oh, I got to go to football practice. My coach found out immediately, had me doing king of the board the rest of the day. He's just like, Joe over here is high, so keep knocking him on his ass. Worst mistake of my fucking life, man. Oh, man. So, I don't want to, like, throw anybody under the bus. Is the band kind of heavy smokers? You guys are into that? Or you like to drink a lot? Or what's your guys' form of poison?
Well, myself and Rob, the bass player, are the only ones that smoke in the band.
Mhm.
But we're not like heavy stoners. If it's around, if someone gives it to me, like, yeah, sure, why not? Just that's kind of like how it is with everything. Like if it's free, sure, I'll take it.
Fuck yeah.
But and like drinking every now and then, But it's like none of us are like too heavy with anything really. So
Yeah, you got to move your fingers 100 miles an hour. I don't think whiskey's going to mix
yeah,
well.
I have like a 2 to 3 drink limit before I play. So anything after 2 drinks, it's like start getting sloppy. Can't have it. So
That's
Yeah.
a good decision.
It's so
Yeah.
funny. These metal cats are so chill. Like we've had other metal musicians on too. And usually especially like with the title of your album and everything else, me not being a metal guy, I'm expecting you to come in, couple scars on your face, drinking goblets of blood, just hanging out. Fucking
I do
maybe-
not have any goblets. I in fact have a LaCroix. Quite the opposite of blood.
Well, but Gabe, could you turn that LaCroix can into a goblet if you wanted to?
Yeah, I guess I could.
I'm sure he could.
Find blood.
Oh,
Like they're
damn.
just like the most mild mannered musicians I think I've ever seen. Like I think it's hilarious. Like you have this, you have your album cover and like, yeah, I'm just drinking LaCroix, I don't do goblets of blood until at least 1 or 2 in the afternoon.
And it's funny you mentioned that, Bert, because prior to this interview, Gabe, we were doing some research and all that, and of course, your vocalist in the band used to be in the band Infinite Annihilator.
Oh, yeah.
So Bert was like, "How can there be a name How can it be a name so offensive as Infinite Annihilator?" So I did some research, Bert. There are more offensive metal band names.
Yes,
I
listen,
think maybe you've heard these, Gabe.
Gabe, I am a big metal band in terms of the names. I love the fucking
Yeah.
names. The more
No.
offensive,
Yeah.
the more better.
Now, granted, some of these names on the list, they're grindcore bands, so they're always going to be offensive anyway.
Of course.
So,
yeah.
of course, the big one, Dying Fetus,
Yeah,
Jesus.
naturally. Yeah.
Anal Cunt,
Oh,
Oh,
Cunt, that's good one.
shit.
Yeah, blast from the past.
fucking A.
Rotting Christ, Fuck.
That's a name.
Yeah, that's a name. And
Holy
this
shit.
one I actually like because of the simplicity of it. Fuck, I'm dead. This one's a punk band called Dayglow Abortions.
Oh my God, man.
Nashville Pussy, Cock and Ball Torture, Revolting Cocks, 1,000. Yes, Revolting Cocks. I think that was an Al Jorgensen project.
Is that one chamber or multiple?
Okay.
And then there's 1,000 Homo DJs, another Al Jorgensen side project. Apparently, they only have 2 singles. Oh, this one's great. I love this one. Prostitute Disfigurement.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that one up actually.
You're familiar.
Oh, are they good?
Yeah, I'm
I've
familiar
never
with
heard of
them.
them.
They actually have a couple 6 songs too.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll be
remind
honest.
me. I'm gonna listen to that.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I never really heard it because I looked up like most offensive like metal band names, and they came up. It's like I'm including that in the list, and also to cap off 2 more: Rape Man and Cripple Bastards.
Cripple bastards.
So yeah, there are more names. There are names more offensive
think-
than
yeah.
Infant Annihilate.
I want to fucking hear Alexis say those band names. I think that would be the best thing of all of them.
Especially Anal Cunt.
Playing anal cunt. I'm surprised that none of those actually had any like ejaculation in the word, because I've been seeing a lot of bands with the word ejaculation at the end.
Oh, those are some of the ones I wrote down, but no, there are more offensive ones than the ones I got. There's this one band called Recto Schmegma.
Rectal Schmegma.
I didn't see that T-shirt at Walmart.
How do you tell you? Okay, because like your parents already hate the fact that you're playing heavy music, most likely.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Well, what's your band name? We'll wear one of your merch shirts or whatever." And then you're like, "Oh yeah, it's rectal ejaculation." And it's like, not wearing that. Not wearing that. I don't care how supportive your mom is; they're not going to be happy you're in that band.
He seems like he has supportive parents.
Yeah, I would expect so. Yeah, do your parents
Like,
do
I don't
they
know
have
them
your back
personally,
this
I'm
whole
just
time? I
saying.
mean, it's
Yeah,
hard to
they
deny
do.
your guitar playing. So I mean, I would shut the fuck up as a dad if I saw you playing guitar.
Well, my dad's also a musician too. So
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
He's naturally like very stoked. Yeah, he loves to. He's always wanted to tour and stuff like that. But he plays. Well, he and I used to play in like a cover band back home in Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's
But
really cool.
He's been playing and performing ever since he was a kid too. He sings and plays saxophone.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then my mom's supportive of it too. She loves it. So she doesn't she doesn't care for the music, but she like supports that I'm doing it, I guess. So
Would you ever do a collab track with you and your dad? He plays saxophone.
That
and
would be awesome.
And you play some 8-string riffs over it.
Enterprise is a strong song. My dad. Funny my dad did a sax solo on a Harvest cover song on our last album.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
So-
wow,
so
I didn't
he
hear that.
did do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
So,
amazing.
How's that
is
working
awesome.
with your dad?
Sick to have him lay down some sax on an Enterprise song. So.
Yeah, I mean, how many
shit.
bands within that genre have somebody like that, ripping on a sax? That's pretty cool, man. I'm sure
It's just like Rivers of Nile, maybe, and like.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
And then I think didn't Intervals in their last album, didn't they have a sax player here? and
Yeah, I
there?
think like 1 or 2 songs or
one
something.
or 2 tracks. Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Wow, that's crazy, man.
It's funny you bring up Intervals because while I was listening to some of the tracks from The Harvest Color, it reminded me of when Intervals actually had a vocalist. I think that was the first album, A Voice Within. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying that stuff.
Cool. Thank you.
And you do the vocals for that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've already covered that. He's way too talented.
And everything.
Yeah, it's not fair, man. It's not fair. So, are you? This might be a little bit weird. Are you single?
Why? Yes, I am.
Well, for any of the ladies out there, this very talented gentleman up here, he's available and he's on tour quite frequently. So,
Of course he's single. He's
Shoot up in
handsome
them
and
DMs.
he's talented. There's no other thing but for him to be single. Women take the
Yeah.
ugly guys first and work their way up.
You
what are you
said
trying
it.
to say, Bert? Am I ugly?
Shit, I'm taking 2. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So they took both of our ugly asses. Him and Kyle are single. So that's a compliment for you, Kyle.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I needed that, too.
So, what do you like to do in your spare time other than like building stuff and like just doing crazy things in the woods?
That is my spare time.
That's your spare time? Wow.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's music stuff and building stuff and just relaxing. I like to relax when I can and just enjoy the day, enjoy life when I can.
You are you big into like watching Netflix and Hulu or anything? You currently watching anything?
I, I watch movies. I well, I got rid of my Netflix account when I discovered what's the site? Fmovies.com. So, do you know about it? It's a
Oh,
free
yeah.
streaming site. Yeah, you can just stream whatever you want on it.
Yep.
Everything's there and it's free. So I was like, well, fuck Netflix. I got this thing now. But yeah,
Netflix, you didn't hear anything. You didn't hear shit.
yeah. But I just like to watch movies, and that's about it. Don't watch a whole lot of TV or anything like that.
Has any movies or like TV shows ever like sparked a theme in like your writing or something?
Yeah, actually, recently, so like the last writing session, I watched the new Blade Runner, the Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And just like the lighting and like the visuals and the soundtrack was just so sick. And I was like, man, I want to try to like write something like vibing that. So I kind of wrote a song vibing along those lines, I guess.
That's awesome.
But,
that's gonna be on the newest album.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds cool. Well, I'm sure that there's like 100,000 songs that are like inspired by Stranger Things. You're not doing anything Stranger Things oriented, are you?
No, I've never watched a thing as
What?
Things. So,
He's a
no.
busy
Oh,
guy.
wow.
Hey, I haven't watched it either.
Grow up, Kyle.
What, you haven't watched it?
Man, if there's
they're
any
actually
show,
like doing shit. I'm just at home.
yeah, if there's any show that I'd recommend people to check out, definitely for like the cinematography, definitely check that show out. And
Okay, cool.
True Detective, you ever heard of that show?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Wow, that's all I gotta say, man. If you want to see some like really crazy, like while I was watching the first season, I'm not sure how the other seasons
Don't
are. I
watch
think they
season
change up.
2. Don't do
Yeah,
it.
that's what
Don't
I've heard.
fucking do it.
That's what I
Don't
heard.
do
But
it.
it's Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey. They have like a really dark theme to the whole season, and it kind of makes me think of like even how they do the cinematography and everything. It's almost like watching like a metal music video just with no music. Like that's like the theme to it. Definitely check that out, man. If you ever got some free time in your bus, maybe it'll inspire some crazy shit. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
Maybe Odd Toil will be responsible for some fucking insane music about hate and religion or whatever the fuck.
Or Matthew McConaughey.
Or Matthew McConaughey. It just over and over. It's just like
just write a concept album about
all
Matthew
right.
McConaughey.
Oh,
Gabe,
man.
I'm gonna ask the question that everybody wants to know. When is the Christmas album coming out, and when should we expect that? Like this coming year or next?
Christmas album's due out this Hanukkah.
All right.
So, yeah.
Perfect. And I do have one question that I wanted to ask. I was on the fence whether I wanted to ask this, but do people ever confuse you for being the movie director James Mangold?
James Mangold? Who's that? I don't know who that is.
He's the guy who directed Logan, the X-Men movies.
Oh, okay. No. I haven't gotten that one.
Well, I guess that was just me because when I was doing research, I accidentally typed in James Mangold. It's like, oh man, this guy plays guitar and directs movies? Wow. So
No, not quite, unfortunately. Sorry to disappoint you.
well,
And he's a
you did
vocalist,
disappoint. You build houses out of vans, man. So that's very impressive. That's more impressive than directing movies, in my opinion.
Oh man.
Yeah. So, you were in Delusions of Grandeur, then Harvest Color, and of course now you're in Enterprise Earth. Were there like any other bands you were in aside from those?
There was like a high school band I was in, like called Hyperion. We were just like a progressive thrash band. We never like released an album
hell
or
yeah.
anything.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like the only other like band I guess I was in before Delusions. There was like a precursor to Delusions that quickly transferred to Delusions. But yeah, it was pretty much that Hyperion, that first band out of high school, and then straight into Delusions after that.
The high school band was the chick band. That's the band you guys get girls, right? If I'm not
Oh
mistaken.
fuck no.
No, it doesn't work, Bird.
That doesn't work that way?
No, it doesn't
See, I don't
work.
play any musical instruments, so I figured like if you pick up a musical instrument, it's automatically linked to pussy. So
Well-
it doesn't work.
Not if you're playing palm mutes and doing double bass and all that. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
Whatever pussy that is attracted to it, you probably want to avoid. Let's just say a whole bag of fucking issues.
Right.
Like every girl that I've ever met that came up with a metal shirt on, I'm like, problems. Definitely problems.
You can't trust him. You can't trust him.
Nope. It's like you're allowed to date them and then convert.
Yeah.
They get converted, then it's okay. But if they were already a fan before you met them, steer clear. Steer clear.
See, I used to like issues because you know why? You can get rid of issues the next morning. Like, get the fuck out. Don't have no time for this. Thanks for the ride.
You wipe up your lips. Get the fuck out.
Man, that sounds so misogynist. I said this, man.
We can't spell misogyny, so we can't be. We can't be misogynist.
Yeah, I'm not a misogynometer.
It ain't like-
Misogynominist?
It's not like there's tons of feminists listening to this. Like, that's interesting.
That is something that I like to bring up. Is like so many people like accuse people of being misogynist. Can any of us even fucking spell that? Like with really? Can
It's
you
an
spell
M
it?
and a G in there, and maybe a
misogynist.
Y.
Noun.
That's about it.
MISOGYNIST.
I think you're already wrong.
Oh man.
There you go. You got it.
All right. Well,
Bam!
I went to public
One now.
school, so you
One
know
now,
me.
guys.
well, now you just got rid of my only defense for whenever I get called a misogynist.
Gabe was my witness. I schooled both y'all asses.
Whoever's gonna say it now is gonna bring Kyle with them. Kyle MYS.
Yes. I got spelling bee skills.
So I figure I'll open it up to. We've been asking a fuck ton of questions to you and kind of directing, the podcast. Is there anywhere that you'd like us to go? Anything that you'd like to cover? Anything that you're really excited about? I mean, other than the newest album coming out and.
Yeah, I mean, we just got that tour coming up, new album, and I mean, I have that band build what I talked about, and that's it. That's my life and those three things pretty much. So,
Man,
I'm pretty simple when it comes to most things.
Well, simplicity equals happiness, right?
Sure, yeah.
You're definitely very talented on the guitar. I just want to ask, did you receive any musical training or education, or was this just something you picked up on and you just worked on at your own pace?
Mostly self-taught. I took like jazz lessons for like about a year, like where I learned like theory and like some other things and stuff like that. But yeah, my teacher, like it was at the end of high school for about a year. He was a jazz teacher, but he also opened me up to like Meshuggah and like
That's a cool
bunch of other
teacher.
sick metal bands because he's like this crazy jazz guy, but he also loves his metal. And he was like, "Have you ever heard of Meshuggah?" And I'm like, "No." And then I would go listen to Meshuggah and listen to Rational Gaze or like any Meshuggah song, and I'm like, "What the fuck was that?" And then like it instantly hooked, instantly like, yeah, I want to tune really low and like play riffs like that and stuff like that. So
When you said jazz, I did the old man double finger point. Like, yes, I'm a huge jazz head. Absolutely love jazz.
same, yeah.
I can see that. That definitely. That's got to be something that like sparks a little bit of creativity with your writing because you are kind of sporadic. Like
Yeah, I'm a big jazz and blues fan too. Like I mentioned Stevie Ray Vaughan earlier. Like
Oh, yeah.
I love the blues. I love playing the blues. I always felt like
I too.
I should have been a blues guitarist, but I
Mhm.
just ended up playing metal. So, but
were you a big Jimi Hendrix fan?
yeah,
Yeah.
love Jimmy.
As such a clean guitarist, I'm surprised that you're a huge Jimi Hendrix fan because a lot of people like to kind of point out the fact that he was very sloppy from time to time, but
I don't think Hendrix
I don't
was,
think so.
Jimmy Page, I thought, was more sloppy than Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, I could see that, but
Yeah.
a lot of people bring up Hendrix all the time, and I'm like, he had a head full of fucking acid. Like, what do you want? Like,
Right?
he's
Yeah.
playing with snakes' fingers. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
just
sure-
be glad he was standing.
yeah. Like,
Well, at least when he was alive.
ooh.
I don't know why I had to like bring up that afterthought until I just wanted
Because
to.
you're a stand-up comic and you like gallows humor.
No, I'm just a sick fuck, that's all.
Yeah. Oh fuck. You should see this guy. Sometimes he'll go up and he's doing great. And then all of a sudden he goes, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to press an issue. He'll just drop the word, like doing jokes about dying kids or something. And it's like, oh, okay, this is where we're going now.
My act.
Yeah. All right, there goes this whole 35-minute special right there. We just spoiled it. It's all revolving around dead kids.
It was 36 minutes. Thank you very much.
36.
There you go.
Oh, shit. Well, dude, we are so happy that you fucking joined us on here. You know, I don't want to, like, cut you short or keep you on here too long. You know, like, we're going to keep trying to push this as much as we can to see what else we can get out of you while we got you here. But
we're going to interrogate you, okay? I'm good cop, Joe's bad cop, and...
Where do you get your tattoos from, actually? I do notice you got a fuck ton of ink, man. Is it from different artists, or you got a specific guy, or...?
They're all from the same guy back in Pittsburgh.
Really?
His name's Joe Bruce, and he has his own shop in Mobile, Pennsylvania, called Three Rivers Tattoo. And yeah, he's awesome. Ooh, a cat.
Yep, and he's here.
That's the cat we were talking about.
I'm ready to ruin the fucking place. This isn't the Maine Coon I was talking about. That's my girlfriend's other cat. This is just Sonny, the little son of a bitch who likes to ruin everything.
Over the wires now. Now we're just like anxiously awaiting to see what he does.
I'm just hoping he doesn't set himself on fire with this candle over here.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Okay, I think we're safe. I don't want to stand
think we're
up
all
and scare
good.
him.
I think we're all safe. Gabe, are you safe? Okay, we're all safe here.
I love that you're doing this this podcast from a tent in the middle of like the desert right now. Like, it's pretty cool, man. Like, not many people can do a Facebook interview in the middle of the desert out in. It looks like one of these tents, like what the fuck that you would see like Barnum and Bailey or whatever doing
circus
shit.
Tent?
Yeah, circus tent.
It's kind of like that because the guy that built
Don't
this
do
tent,
it.
he does a lot of
I gotta handle this cat.
Renaissance like fairs and festivals and stuff like that.
Fucking
So
cat.
like the design of the tent is like very Renaissance-y, I guess, because that's kind of what it's made
Right.
for.
And Gabe, I just want to clarify if you're hearing Joe struggle, that's because he's trying to get the cat off from the camera.
Oh, yeah, I
so
can see it.
sorry,
He's
you
about
can keep
to-
talking, man. We don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, he was about to knock
Because
over
I remember,
our camera and
I remember,
everything.
while you were talking, all I heard was Joe go, "Don't do it." Like it sounded like you were telling the story. And he was telling you that, "Don't you fucking tell that circus that story." So he was talking about the cat, by the way. We're sorry.
God damn it. As if we couldn't have enough fucking technical issues today. We got a cat fucking
Well, I mean,
destroying
at
this
the
place.
worst, if the cat went into the candle fire, then that could kind of spark a whole nother album.
Yeah.
Burn that pussy.
Burning pussy.
That sounds like a porno grind band.
I know. I don't think my vocal technique was very.
Sonny's
good on
about
that.
ready
I'm
to
not gonna lie,
fucking
man.
smack the shit out of you with them
I know.
paws.
He's looking at me like this motherfucker.
Bert's like holding them like how you would hold somebody's
Yeah,
kid.
I'm holding like a toddler, like he's like a grown, like a little kid, like a toddler.
It's like
I'm just
people always
holding him
throw
like
their
this.
kids like in your lap or like, hey, do you want to hold them? No,
Like,
no, we don't want to hold your kid.
I like holding my kids. That's why I have him like this now. All right, son, here you go.
Yeah, go fuck off and go ruin somebody else's day right now.
Or Reckonera podcast.
Oh man.
He went right past.
He's right back in the room.
Yeah, I thought he was going out, and he was like, "No,
Well-
bitch, I'm staying in here."
Well, I'm gonna try to focus back onto you since the cat just fucking segued the shit out of this. Are you a comedy fan by any chance?
I am. I don't watch like a whole lot of stand-up stuff, but like when I do watch it, I enjoy it. So
Who's your favorite stand-ups? Would you say? I mean, if you have any that you could name.
Well, I mean, R.I.P. But Mitch Hedberg was always one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Thank you.
So he was one of my. I always enjoyed because he was just so like weird and sporadic and like,
Yeah.
like I always loved his stuff. So he's probably one of my favorites. But yeah, I couldn't name a lot of names or anything like that. But whenever I do listen to it, I enjoy it. So
Did you get a chance to see the newest Dave Chappelle special?
I did watch that.
Oh man, I've been meaning to fucking watch it. I've been hearing nothing but great things about it. And what do you think about it? What do you think it's a little bit too on the head on some subjects? I'm curious.
I mean, I feel like the biggest thing was like looking at a buff Dave Chappelle, and I was like, "What's the
Yeah.
saying?"
yeah. His first special when he came back, it was a little distracting. I was like, dude, his biceps are
like,
huge.
I was like, "What the hell?" Like,
Yeah, he's on
getting used-
TRT now, so.
I'm still getting used to Dave Chappelle now because now he's buff. His voice is all dark and smoky because of all the goddamn cigarettes over
Yeah.
the years.
That and he's smoking like 4 blunts on stage, too.
Well, I remember like when he hosted the SNL episode, like I guess before commercial break, they would cut like to him like just on stage, and he would just be like smoking a cigarette every time. So he was just smoking, like chain smoking throughout the entire
That's just
episode.
too much. Yeah, I actually last night I went out and saw Bobby Kelly. You familiar with his work? Oh man, if there's anybody to check out, that guy, he's a murderer. I saw him out in Kalamazoo, Michigan last night.
Not
and-
literal murderer, by the way.
No, he's a murderer. He's a murderer.
No, he actually has people in his truck.
Yeah,
he showed me.
Kills people. But
awesome.
Yeah, it was an amazing show. He went up there and just destroyed the place. He had a couple hecklers. Somebody tried to have him sign a poster while he's on stage during his set.
oh,
Has something dumb like that ever happened to you? Where like you're
Like-
in the middle of a set and they're like, "Hey, like, can you do something for me?" And you're like, "I'm playing." Like,
not yet. But,
yeah.
He's like, this tour's not
they-
over with yet.
You're on
I mean,
stage.
there's been like a few tour pranks which were like distracting and funny.
Oh, okay.
Oh, kind of like what happened to Traders recently.
Oh yeah, that was the bed with the SpongeBob. Oh, yeah,
That was
so
great.
good.
All right, you
That
gotta
was
tell
so
me
good.
about this, Joe.
During Traders' set, who was it? Chelsea Grin? Yeah, Chelsea Grin put up like a picture of, was it like a naked SpongeBob or some kind of weird SpongeBob or something?
It was like SpongeBob, like a naked SpongeBob with his like legs over his head. You could see his butthole and his genitalia.
Yeah.
but with Trader's logo on it.
Yeah.
And then like it's like an LED screen behind them. So like they changed it, and like they're playing like their riff and stuff like that, and it's all heavy, and they have no idea. And like everyone is like laughing and just like, oh my god, like, oh shit. And then like Tyler, the vocalist, turns around after they're done, and he was so pissed at first because he thought it was like the house sound guy or like someone else random that put it up there.
Oh,
And
wow.
he came off stage and he was pissed. But then he found out that it was Pablo from Chelsea Grin and everything was fine. But
Man, he's got a different sense of humor than I do. If I would have saw that, I would have been like, that's permanent. That's staying every show. Like SpongeBob's butthole. That is permanent from now on. New album cover. We're going to have T-shirts. Like,
What I'm curious
goddamn.
about is, does someone in the band draw SpongeBob's butthole, or do they have to go out and seek some guy to draw SpongeBob's butthole? It's like, hey, we're going to need you to draw SpongeBob's butthole, like big enough to have as a banner behind the band for everyone to see it.
I think you
We'll
just
give you $50.
I think you just copy and paste it, bring it over to Kinko's, and then just put it on the
Here, I'll-
SpongeBob.
Yeah, good luck trying to bring that over to Kinko's.
The cool thing about that is like, I mean, I think the picture, it was just like a SpongeBob, a dirty SpongeBob meme, but like it was, the backdrop was like an LED screen, so you could put whatever you wanted on it.
Oh.
So it's just a click of a button and you can change images and stuff like that. So they just threw that on there.
I was trying to find it on my phone here, but I'm
Oh my
not
God, you're
having
actually
any
going to
luck.
look it up.
So screw it. You're not going to see his butthole today,
Oh,
Bert. Sorry, no buttholes for you, Bert.
We should have been at the show.
that is one more than my butthole limit for the day.
Have you guys ever thought? Have you guys ever thought about doing like a funny T-shirt design or like a funny, like just something like for like a quick little merch giveaway kind of thing?
We have because this tour is with Rings of Saturn, and like
Oh, I'm so excited.
they're a lot of their fans, like they like the bright, colorful stuff and stuff like that, and crazy, gory, silly things. So like for this tour, we're like, all right, because we never really done like a silly design or anything like that. We just didn't feel it was us. But like for this tour, we're like, all right, we can get away with a silly design or two on this one. So we told our artists to like. To pick us, the first Men in Black movie, the bug, what's this? Edgar the bug at the end when they're all fighting him and stuff like that. We asked them to like draw the four of us like fighting Edgar and stuff
Oh,
like that.
that's awesome.
In space, so it's like we're all dressed up in like Men in Black suits and stuff like that. So
Sorry, did you say that that's
it turned out
available
pretty
now? You're able to.
It'll be available on tour.
I
It'll
am
be on
getting
tour.
that. Sure, we'll be repping that on the podcast for sure, man.
Sick.
Definitely. Yeah. In October, you're going to be at the Forge. We're definitely going to be there talking your fucking ear off, at the merch table and stuff. Actually, before the last time you guys were out here with Rivers and Nile, I talked to you for about maybe like 5 minutes or something, but I didn't want to be one of those weird fanboys that's like doesn't let the conversation end. You know what I mean? Kind of like how podcast conversations go, where it just keeps going. But you and Dan were just like the nicest guys, and it blew my mind. I helped ghostwrite a song with one of my buddies who's in the band Fleshburner. I don't know if you're familiar with their music or not. Okay. They were working with Chugcore. They're not nearly as big as you guys, but they're an upcoming, really, really heavy band. I helped ghostwrite a song with this guy, and it was for like 2 other musicians that didn't even have a band put together. They just, for some reason, wanted to use us as their platform. So we did a song with Dan, and he did a guest vocal on it, and holy fuck. I'm a mixer, and I have an untold amount of fucking recording software. Getting his stems and working with Dan's voice was one of the biggest fucking honors I've had. Because, I mean, sometimes you'll get some vocal tracks where you're like, oh, fuck. Yeah, you're like, I don't know what to do with this. But, like, what I got from him was just so fucking good. And he did, the turnaround time was, like, only, like, a couple days. Like, he just fucking knocked it out of the fucking park. Do you ever do any, like, ghostwriting or, like, any, like, guest, like, guitar work on other people's projects or anything?
I've done a couple guest solos here and there for like some friends' online bands. I ghost wrote an album last winter for another friend. It was like a commission work. He wanted something like metalcore-y sounding.
Oh, that's awesome.
We agreed on a price, and through December, January, I wrote him an album for that. I'll do ghostwriting. I'll do guest solos. I'll do all that stuff whenever I have time or whenever the offer's there.
That is awesome, man. You're always busy. That's fucking crazy.
Trying to stay busy.
I don't know how you pump out this much fucking... I mean, like, most of the time when people are pumping out this much music, there's like 10 songs that suck and then 3 that are good. But it's like every song... I don't think I've heard a song where I was like, meh, turn this off. Like,
No distractions, man. He lives with no distractions.
Yeah.
That helps a lot.
Would you say that it had...
say that?
Yeah. What was that? Sorry.
Sorry, I talked over him.
No problem. I said you work with, no distractions or very minimal distractions. Do you think that helps with your art?
I guess this time around, I mean, there's always distractions in life and stuff like that. There's always going to be things going around you, whether you live in a trailer or live in the mountains or live in the city. There's always distractions. I think it's just like more so kind of getting yourself in the right mental state to achieve what you're trying to achieve and work towards it diligently. So that's why it's kind of like it's not so much like a physical place where that kind of like can draw inspiration. Yeah, sometimes being in the desert or mountains draws inspiration, but a lot of it's just getting your head right too at the same time. Like when I wrote Luciferous, that was like one of the most distracting periods of my life, I think, because I was like writing that album, I was finishing my trailer. BJ, the other guitarist, was in the process of like moving into his new house, so I was helping him like renovate his new house, like building stuff over there. Wow. And then his crazy mother-in-law was also living there as well. Ooh. So like she was there, and then his family's, he has a beautiful family, but he has like 3 kids, and like there's all these people in the house, there's all these things going on, and there was a lot of distractions during that session. But I was like, I had my time to write, and I was like, when I'm writing, I'm writing. Like I'm not worried about anything else.
I like
kind
that.
of putting on mental blinders for myself as best as I can. Whenever the time for the day's up, then I'll go do whatever else it is I need to do.
I like that. That's
whenever you get writer's block, how do you solve that?
It's frustrating because it happens all the time, and it's like, especially with these sessions, it's like I guess with the last sessions in particular, it was the first time I like wrote an album just like from scratch. Like I had no riffs, I had no nothing. It was just all from nothing. Normally there's like I got a song or two, or I got like a piece of a song, or I can like at least vibe off of that. I have some guidance
Mhm.
before I go into like a writing session, but this time there was nothing. So there was a couple weeks where there was like a week and a half where I just nothing was coming out, and it's really, yeah, I get depressed, I get anxious, and like all these emotions cycle through, and it's like a roller coaster of emotions, like writing and stuff like that.
Wow.
So there's lots of crazy highs, and when you're writing a riff and you're stoked, you're like, yeah, I'm fucking king of the world, and then the next day you got nothing, and you're like, I am a piece of shit.
Yeah, I can totally relate because doing
Because
comedy.
you're a piece of shit.
Well, yeah, I'm a piece of shit. But I know, like, doing comedy with Writer's Block, it's pretty much the same thing, too. Like, there
Oh
are
my
certain
God.
days where the ideas just come to you naturally. I mean, so it
Yeah.
seems like, where it's just like a perpetual well of inspiration. And then there are certain days where you just can't think of anything. So you have no
Nothing.
choice but to hate yourself. All right, maybe that's just something I do. That's me interjecting here. But yeah, it's frustrating. Quick question regarding your songwriting process for Enterprise Earth. When you guys write songs, do you guys focus on getting the lyrics first or doing the music first?
It's almost, I guess, always the music first. I guess Dan just kind of like likes to work off something.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to, like, if he had some vocal concepts or lyrics, to work off of that as well. Just because, like, I mean, as a songwriter, I view the vocals as like the most important piece of the song. Just because the vocals are always at the front of the mix. That's what us as humans can always relate to first, because everyone talks, everyone has a voice. So in terms of, like, yeah, vocals are always at the front in your mind and like of a mix too. So vocals are the most important thing. So it's nice to work around vocals. Like for Harvest Color, I might write a vocal melody first and then write a riff around that or something like that. So it would be cool in the future to, like, if Dan had some patterns or some lyrics or stuff like that, to work off that. But it's a little different in metal with harsh vocals because there's no melody.
Yeah.
There's rhythm, but there's no melody.
It's
Like,
more
you can,
percussive.
yeah, so like you can sing a melody, you can like write a line, and it has melody, it has flow, and then you have a structure to write a riff, a melodic structure to write a riff around, But with metal, it's just and then it's like, all right, well, I don't, I could do whatever I want over that,
I'm just waiting to see Dan behind you just come up and just fucking flap. Oh, it's just blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So with your guys' writing process, so do you guys have a current drummer right now or just a touring drummer?
So yeah, we do have a new full-time guy, Brandon.
Oh, awesome.
Who, he hopped on in the middle of our co-headliner with us. Aaron did the Canada tour on a couple weeks of our co-headliner, and then Brandon hopped on like at the end of April, and he killed it like right out of the gate. So after
And those are not
the last
easy
2
drums
months
to play.
No, yeah, and Brandon, he's killing it, and after I mean, like, yeah, like the drummer, if you invite someone in a band, yes, they have to play their instrument good, but you also like have to tour with them because they can be the best drummer in the world, but if they suck as a person, it's never gonna work. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was a good trial for him because he was pretty much on the road with us for the last 2 months, and it was chill, no issues, no nothing. So we're like, yeah, dude, you're in.
So my China symbol job, you're telling me, is in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Well, if you're not a good hang, I guess so. So, with how you write, do you use Superior Drummer or something to like get a basis for like writing your riffs, and then afterward you swap those out, or
Yeah, like, I'll map drums in Superior Drummer, just MIDI map things. Sometimes I'll write in Guitar Pro first too. I
Oh.
won't even like try to record because a lot of the times when I write something, it's like, wow, that's a cool riff. I can't play that. So,
yeah,
so like writing in Guitar Pro can expedite the process a little bit because I don't have to worry about performing it for the writing process. I just jot down the notes and learn how to play it later. Or whenever I do go to demo it, it's like, okay, that's not like, I can't play that, let me modify this so it's a little more fluent.
yeah, and it pulls you out of your comfort zone a little bit too.
Exactly, which is good. It's good to it's good to be out of your comfort zone all the time because it just keeps pushing you to get better, of course.
Yeah, and as you said before, with guitarists, we have our go-to like shapes that we usually use, and it's like after a while, albums can become stagnant from certain artists if they're not, changing it up from time to time and like, you know, using things like Guitar Pro, which I think actually is like really, really advanced writing, you know, in the past couple years, with, you know, the exception of, let's just say Dragon fucking Force. I'm just gonna say it again. I'm
Dragon
sorry.
Force is sick, though. I love Dragon Force.
I do love them, but I don't like the fact that just. I would like you to play your music.
We were talking about this. There are videos of them where they're absolutely sloppy and it's not on time, it's not clean. But then there are videos of them where they're actually playing through Fire and Flames and it sounds good. So
And they nail it, yeah.
yeah, so
See,
I think they can play that stuff for the most part, but I think there's some studio trickery because there's a lot of effects that they use, especially with some of the techniques they have with the double whammy pedals and all that.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe I'm talking out of turn because not every time I go up on stage I'm good. Sometimes it's shit.
Well,
So
I think there was that one video of them in like Download in 2006 where they were all like you could tell they're all like pretty drunk and like
Yeah. I think that's the one we were. I think that's the one.
They like bought the whole set, but then I think after that, and then they started kind of getting shit together. And like every video I've seen from them since, it's like yeah, they're killing it, you know.
oh, well, maybe I spoke too soon. I'm gonna have to go back. I'm sorry, Dragon Force. If you guys want to come on the podcast, it's open. Oh shit.
Gabe, do you know Dragon Force? Can you get them on our show?
Herman Lee, he's over there.
Yeah, he's hanging out in the tent right now, right?
You've been talking to us for like over an hour, so I think we're friends now. So you can get us that hookup.
And so you think he can't wait to hang up on us?
Click.
Click. Man, that was fucking stupid.
Man, where's my goblet of blood, guys, so I can get something to drink? Shit.
I'm still working on this LaCroix. You got to give me another hour.
Man, so you guys recorded your last album with Jason Sukoff, right? How was that? How was that whole like process done? Because I know that he's like just a madman when it comes to the studio. Like, did you guys go in there with a specific idea, or did he give you guys a blueprint of like how he wanted to treat the record?
So we came into the studio with him like pre-prepared. We had like everything was written, everything was like ready to go.
Oh, awesome.
Because we were like, oh, we're fucking going into Jason Sukoff's studio. He's like the man, like you know, he's death metal legend. We need to be prepared. And then we get there, and he's like this crazy, like goofy, crippled guy, and like, which is how he probably like he's awesome. I love Jay. I'm happy to call him a friend now too.
That's cool, man.
But he's like one of the craziest, like most eccentric people like I've ever met. Like his mind works in a very strange way. But he's very methodical with his processes. Sometimes it can be a bit tedious because he gets zeroed in and he geeks out on this one little thing, and then before you know it, 2 hours go by, and he's like, you know, just move it back where it was. And we're like, fuck, we just spent 2 hours doing that. But
It's weird, but you can't deny the results. The man's been in the game
my
for.
God.
I mean, I remember like I first saw Jason Sukoff's name like over 10 years ago when he was producing Trivium's records like in the mid 2000s. So yeah, he's been at it for a while.
And he's
did
worked with
Ascendancy,
everyone,
right?
Like,
Yeah, Jason Sukoff did Ascendancy. I don't know if he did Ember to Inferno, but I know he did Ascendancy.
That's one of my
he did
favorite albums.
Ascendancy. He did Crusade too. I think he worked on Crusade.
I don't know.
Yeah,
he might have done
worked with
Shogun.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it.
He didn't do Shogun. That was who was that? It was
Will
it's
Putney, maybe?
not Putney. It's another famous producer who's done what else did he? I can't think of it right now. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, he didn't do Shogun. I think he did a little work on In Waves too. But yeah, I mean Jay's worked with everyone. So.
Well, did you come in there with like an amp or like a certain sound, or did he design that himself, or like did he leave that up to you to be able to figure out your guitar tone? Because your guitar tone on that album is amazing, man.
Thanks. And that it was actually, I mean, I told him I used the Kemper, so I was like, you know, whatever we do, I'd like to profile whatever we do, just
Hell yeah,
live or replicate it live. But we actually ended up using, it was one of his go-to Kemper profiles. It's just a 6505 with a tube screamer in front, just the standard metal thing. It was nothing crazy, and he's used that tone like on a few records. It's just a sick profile. It's just a sick tone. So that's all that was. It wasn't anything fancy.
So do you always use Kempers live then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You big fan of Kemper?
I love Kemper. I love them a lot. They're
Man.
just once you go into that world, it's hard to go back. Especially now that I travel and stuff, I can't store a bunch of amps or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So just keep them in a little green German box, and that's how that works.
Yeah, you're able to have like what 4 or 5 different amps within one. Like you could just hit a button, and all of a sudden you go from like a JCM to a fucking Mesa, and then like
Yeah, you can store like hundreds of profiles in there, and
wow.
It's super convenient, and it sounds great too. Like if you A/B, a Kemper profile to the actual amp, you're not really gonna tell. There's little nuances like things like feedback. The feedback isn't as organic as with a natural amp.
Yeah.
And like little subtle details, but they're all pretty negligible, I would say.
The one thing I like the most about the Kemper amps, at least from what I played on, is the fact that you get to modify the cabs you get to play on. Like if you wanted to like try something that has like a Celestion V30 sound or something that has greenbacks, you can control that. So I think that's really cool too. It's really versatile that way.
Do you use a lot of pedals or just or like any other like things on your pedal board, or is it just all just within your Kemper?
I used to use a pedal board to like change patches and effects, but these days I just MIDI map my performance with the Kemper since like we run a click track. Since we run like a click track, everything's on the laptop anyway. So all I have to do is just hook a MIDI cable from my interface to the Kemper, and then it just automatically switches patches for me. So it's one less thing to worry about live, one less thing to set up, one less thing for some stage driver to step on and fuck something up. So.
The future's here. The future is here, and it's in metal music. 'Cause I don't think a lot of blues bands are doing that.
No, like, if you were in a blues band, you wouldn't want to do that.
Nah.
Because it would suck for you would want everything organic for something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know. I think it'd be pretty cool to have a 12-bar blues with just breakdowns. It could work. You just gotta give it a try, I guess.
I guess.
Hey,
Actually, no, that's a terrible idea.
You could be the first.
Or maybe like mix like bebop and deathcore, see what happens with that. I'm just throwing ideas out there. Bopcore.
Bopcore.
So you went on tour with like a bunch of big names, pretty much all of the biggest names, let's just say. I mean, at least in my opinion. Is there any bands that you're like looking forward to maybe hitting the road with, in the future? I mean, other than Rings of Saturn, of course, you guys are going on tour soon.
I mean, there's always like bucket list bands, that I'd love to tour with. Like bucket list bands for me are like Gojira and like Meshuggah. I think if we ever got a support tour for Gojira, that's
take my money.
That's like my dream, and maybe we can work towards that one day if we can write a little more accessible music. But it's bands like that, and I don't know. I always love touring with new bands too. It's always really cool to tour with bands that you've admired like as a kid and like grown up and like been huge fans of, and then you get to tour with them, and it's like, whoa, this is like sick. Like this is so sick right now.
It's like as you're talking to them, as words are coming out of their mouth, you're like, this is weird. I'm not used to talking to this guy.
I've admired this band and these people for years, and now I'm friends with them. Life is weird. So.
Right? Life is weird, man, and you just gotta keep fucking living it, because who the fuck knows where it's gonna end.
In a situation where you're working with people who you've admired when you were growing up, was there like a band or a particular artist that you came across and you just felt intimidated by because you didn't know like how to approach them?
Intimidated?
Not because
not really.
Not because they were physically intimidated, but because like you admire them so much. Like, oh my god, what do I say to this person?
Yeah, I guess there's always like that initial like, like that kind of sentiment or like feeling.
Yeah.
But then it's just like, you're on tour with them, you get to hang out and stuff like that, and then it's just like you just become homies, and that kind of feeling goes away, I guess. Cause it's like, we're just hanging out.
It all comes back to just being a good hang. Like, if you sucked as a person, I'm sure that it would be a lot more nerve-wracking meeting people. You'd be like, all right, I got to keep this under wraps. So, what guitar are you currently playing right now? I know you play for like a custom company.
So I have a strictly 7/7 string, which I've had for like 5 or 7 years now, something like that.
Oh, wow.
That's been like my workhorse for like the past ever since I've been like playing metal, pretty much. They used to make good guitars back in the day. They don't make good guitars anymore.
Oh, shots
Yeah,
fired!
unfortunately.
Strictly 7, fix your
Yeah.
shit.
No, I got no problem saying that. But I mean, they've taken care of me. But yeah, they just don't make the same shit they used to. Unfortunately. But I have another 8-string, a multi-scale from another custom shop company called Dalbello out of Toronto, Canada.
Okay.
And the guitar is awesome. The guitar is really sick, but they have some issues with their company too, so I won't be working with them anymore. And then I think I'm supposed to have like an Ormsby guitar in the way too.
Oh, shit.
So we'll see how that goes, because I know one of the guys that works for them, and I played their guitars at NAMM, and they felt great, sounded good. So I've been like searching for a company that can like kind of work with what I want to do without having to go like super custom, just because
Yeah.
like the guitar I need to like play this kind of music, it's all custom, because you almost have to go multi-scale, because you need that like long bass end.
Mhm.
But for leads, the longer the scale length, the more the tension you get on your strings, and it feels really weird, and the fret spacing sucks because you got to stretch your fingers out more.
Oh, yeah.
So, and we tune ridiculously low, so to get like good intonation and all that tension and all that stuff, it's like there pretty much isn't any company making like production models for that
Yeah.
right now. But Ormsby makes something that's like as damn close as you can get, so I'm excited to get that guitar. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, those things are amazing. I've had the pleasure of playing at least 1 or 2 of those, and they feel like butter. Like your fingers just flow on the fretboard, and you're like, wow. There's like you can't even pinpoint what's different, but there's something different there. I don't know. Is it Steinberg? I don't know. Strandberg. God damn, my brain was. I had a brain
You're
fart.
thinking of Steinberger, which also was another headless guitar company from the 80s. So
I played one of those, and do you like the headless guitar thing? Because I'm not a fan.
I've only like played 1 or 2 headless guitars, and like it feels cool sitting on your lap and stuff, because they're like really balanced and whatnot. But
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the visual of it, I think.
Yeah, it's a little distracting, even when you're playing it. Even if you see it every other day, I'm sure you're just kind of like, this is fucking weird. Like, why change it?
it's not really the headstock that's weird. It's especially when we're talking about Strandberg guitars. It's because they have a trapezoidal like neck profile where it's kind of squared instead of like a typical rounded like C shape or D shaped neck or whatever the terminology is. Where it actually feels kind of square around the neck. It actually feels good. It's just I didn't really care for the cutaway on the Strandberg so much. That was my only gripe. That sounds good though.
Yeah,
Can't deny that.
So,
just to note, my phone's like close to dying mode. So
oh shit.
I don't want to randomly cut out on you guys. So.
Oh, it's all
No,
good,
that's
man.
no
We
problem,
can.
man.
Yeah, we've had you on here for quite a bit actually,
Yeah.
and I think this went pretty damn awesome. I'm sure that a lot of people have learned a lot about the band and your fucking the way that you fucking write and everything. I think we covered like 30 different fucking topics,
Yeah,
right?
I always like talking to super talented people.
Yeah, we're ADD as hell, so we try to keep the conversation going. But yeah, we I don't know if we confused people or gave them information. I don't know, one of the two. Hopefully, this was very entertaining for
Hopefully,
people.
a little bit of both.
Yeah, I had a good time.
I know. I learned. a lot.
Yeah, we covered some things. Your new album. You saw Joe's cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he's now sitting in the corner facing the wall like he's pissed off that I kicked him out of here. He won't even look at me.
he'll probably destroy the studio later on.
Yeah, I'm waiting until we
He's gonna
leave.
be like,
Yeah.
no, fuck you.
He's going to piss on my mixer. This motherfucker.
So any shows that you want to plug before we take this out?
Anything I want to plug?
Yeah.
Like, well, I guess we talked about all my bands and stuff, and that's about all I have to plug for myself or anything like that. So, no, I don't have anything to plug, I guess.
All right.
now.
Shout out to Brenda,
But
that bitch from the gas station.
But yeah, I guess, we got our tour with Rings of Saturn coming out. So, be sure to come out to that tour. That's going to be sick for anyone listening.
And when does that start?
That starts October 16th.
Oh, wow. That's so close.
Yeah,
I
local
know,
viewers, check out the show at the Forge too. That's
Yes,
coming
and that's October 30th. So
Yeah, for anybody that's in the middle of fucking nowhere like us. So
There'll
yeah.
be a nice little Halloween treat, man. That'll be cool.
Well, thank you so much for coming on here,
thank
man.
you
and
so much,
thank
man.
you so
It was
much.
a
Thanks for
pleasure.
having me.
yeah, we talked a little bit about maybe doing a little in-person thing when you come out here. Maybe we can convince you to do that, and we'll do round 2 or something. You know, if we didn't scare you away from this.
Sure, yeah, if you guys want to do this, in person interview, that, we can
Yeah, that'd be awesome,
It'll
man.
be great,
Awesome.
man. Yeah, it'll be a pleasure to meet you live too, man.
Yeah, we're asking you live on air, so there's no pressure at all. No pressure.
yeah, it'd be great if you were with us in person. You could bring your house with and all
Yeah, you
that.
can bring your house.
Joe's been like one of them guys that asked their girlfriend to prom, like, and put it on Facebook. Like when he opens a pizza, will you go to prom with me? Well, I can't fucking say no now.
Can't say no now. Oh shit. Well, thank you so much for being on here, man. This is one of my favorite podcasts we've done, man. And
Oh, yeah.
it was definitely not a disappointment for
No, it was
disappointment for
not.
us. Hopefully it's not a disappointment for any of the viewers. And hopefully not you either.
Not at all. No, I had a great time today. Thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah, and check
Awesome.
out that new album, guys.
Yeah, definitely check out Luciferous.
Luciferous.
Luciferous. God
Luciferous.
damn. I'm such a piece of shit. But yeah, check that out. Enterprise Earth, they got a bunch of albums out. They got their live streaming fucking album on, what was that, Audio Tree?
Audio Chief. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely check that out if you want to see these guys kick ass live. Wow. That's all I got to say. And I think you guys have a live performance from the Foundry too, which was jaw dropping, I got to say. So definitely, if you haven't checked that out, check them out. And would you want to plug your Instagram profile?
Yeah, my Instagram is at Death Metal Gypsy. If you want to follow like my music and travel trailer nomadic bullshit, feel free
Nomadic.
to head over there to check out all that stuff. So.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. Really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
this was
Thank you,
fucking
guys.
awesome. All right, take it easy, man.
All right, take
All
care,
right,
man.
see you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Fuck, man.
All
that
right.
was-
Yeah,
That
a good
was
interview.
fucking awesome.
That was amazing. Joe,
All right.
I felt like you were starstruck throughout the whole interview, man.
Dude, it's one of my favorite bands. One of my favorite
You
bands.
were just like asking so many questions. Like so what gear are you playing? What's your song process?
fuck you, Kyle. Hey, Bert, what are you doing? We're not done.
Oh,
Maybe
We
he
could
was
do
just
a little,
Hey,
a
maybe
little
he was.
post interview.
Hey, maybe he was just taking his headphones off.
Do I
okay?
need to tell a story so Bert can go take a piss?
no, I'm good. I already pissed.
No, Bert's already
I
done.
let the seat down and everything, man.
Oh man,
Because I'm a gentleman. That's what I
Yes.
do.
'cause he's a gentleman.
When I'm at other people's houses, my house, I just leave the seat wide open, let them fall. It is what it is.
Fuck,
But
man.
yeah, so that was a great interview. That was our first time really doing a video chat.
Yeah, and I think it worked out pretty well. Even though
worked
at the
out well.
beginning the video was a little bit cloudy, I apologize
And we
about
still
that.
can't hear ourselves.
Yeah, we still can't hear ourselves because we have to do some weird kind of routing in order for this to work anyway. And
Technology. That's all I gotta
technology.
say.
Joe sounds like the mom when you go over to a friend's house and they have like a cup maybe on the table. Like, I'm so sorry about that, guys. Usually the house isn't this messy.
This messy. Dude, that's usually me every time you guys come over here. I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. There's cat hair everywhere. I'm like, usually I have to
We know
wipe
the
down
cat hair is
everything.
to be expected.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we know the cat has. Sonny is the fourth member, man.
Yeah, he looks a little pissed off right now. Look at
Yeah,
that
because you
face.
fucking interrupted his flow. This is his goddamn room. And you're
Well,
over here.
I think it's because Jess closed the door, so he's like having a hissy fit.
He's
So
like these.
he
Cuban
wanted to go hang out with her, but he was pissed off because did you notice he kept running in and out of here and like getting more and more crazy as
He's
he
like,
went.
that's okay. I watched them fuck later.
Oh, and he does. He definitely does.
I know animals are just like, yep.
dude.
I don't see this shit. What's going on? Whatever this is.
Yeah, he'll come up from like behind, and I'm like, dude, I know that that's not a pretty sight. Like, it's not a pretty sight no matter what.
I wonder what animals think when they see humans fuck. Like, I have a thing. I have a bit about that, but I wonder what they think. Like, man,
Hopefully
what the fuck are they doing?
Hopefully he knows I'm the alpha. He's like, yeah, he's the one getting the pussy around here. That's the alpha. I better listen to him.
He's like, get the pussy, but I'm right here.
I feel so bad, man. Look at him. He literally looks like he's like pouting right now.
He is pissed. That's like having, man.
Fuck, man. That
He's
was
like
that
having
was
that
awesome.
jilted lover.
Yeah.
Just like sitting up there. Just like,
Well-
the fuck.
Well, now we know for future episodes that if we're going to do more video chats, we just gotta have to deal and clarify to our guests there that the cat's going to ruin everything.
Yeah, he's gonna ruin everything.
It's like,
Did he make it
we-
better? I don't know.
Look, we could do a video chat with you. It's just you gotta
Can
know.
Sonny really ruin everything, though? He's so fucking...
I don't
I know,
know. Don't
right?
tempt him. He might one up himself.
Yeah, all of a sudden his head pops up and he's like, "I'll prove that right now. I'll fuck everything up."
He'll just eat the camera.
sit there and
I
eat the
wouldn't
camera.
doubt it.
Do cats hump? Cats don't hump, do they?
I haven't seen it, and I don't want to see it.
I don't
so
wanna
I don't
see
think
it.
they do
so let's
either.
just say no.
Yeah, hopefully not. I think they got like spurs and stuff on their dicks too, right?
Yeah, that's why they scream when
yeah.
they do
That
That's
is more
gross.
than I needed to know.
Yeah, it's like whenever a cat fucks another cat, it's like they like catch him there.
Yeah, like it really clenches on. And it fucking just...
I don't know. When it comes to like animals mating, it's like that's something I don't ever want to hear. I don't want to think that happens. Like I remember,
Depends
like,
on the animals. I watch
look,
monkeys fuck
look,
all day.
I remember like some friend of mine. Actually, he's not really. I know him. He showed me a video of pandas doing it,
What?
and
Yeah, I'm actually
it
gonna check this out
traumatized me
now.
because pandas are my favorite animal, and I don't ever want to imagine that they were conceived by such filthy, disgusting acts.
You made
I
me
just
want to watch
imagine,
this
like, I just
now.
want to imagine that pandas just come out of the ground like they're already cute and perfect and innocent. I don't want to imagine them doing the nasty.
I can watch animals bang all day. Doesn't bother me.
Okay, we're done
So-
here.
Yeah.
God
Oh,
damn
did that
it, Bert.
offend you?
Aw, damn it.
So yeah,
That's our one per episode.
yeah. Oh, did that offend you?